Welcome to the Explainer. So, India just put on an absolute masterclass against New Zealand, but the final score doesn't even tell half the story. We're going to break down the key moments, the players who stood up, and a really surprising connection that perfectly sets the stage for their T20 World Cup campaign. I mean, look at that scoreline, 4-1. This wasn't just squeaking out a series win against a top team like New Zealand. This was a complete demolition. With the World Cup right around the corner, this is India sending a massive signal to everyone else. So in that final match, India piled on a monster score of 271. Now, usually you see a number like that and you think, all right, game over. But the most revealing part of this win, the part that really tells you about the DNA of this team, wasn't what they did with the bat. It was what they did with the ball. Okay, so let's really dive into this win. How exactly did India defend that huge total? And more importantly, what does this tell us about their form heading into the biggest tournament of the year? A 46-run victory sounds like a total blowout, doesn't it? But honestly, this game was a high-scoring thriller that was on a knife's edge for a long, long time. The fact that India managed to slam the door shut under that kind of pressure makes the one even more impressive. So, how did they pull it off? I mean, how did India's bowlers manage to defend that score on a pitch that was an absolute paradise for batters, especially when New Zealand was off to a flyer? Well, the answer is all in a crucial turning point right in the middle of the chase. This right here tells the whole story. At the halfway point, the 10-over mark, New Zealand is 131 for 2. They were absolutely cruising. They had tons of wickets left. They were in the driver's seat to win this thing. So what on earth happened? And here it is, the key insight from the people who know. The entire game was won and lost in that block of middle overs. This is where India's bowlers stopped just trying to contain the runs and instead went on the attack, and it completely flipped the momentum of the match. But it wasn't just some vague team effort. No, a couple of individual performances were the absolute difference makers. So let's put those game changers right in the spotlight. First up, we have to talk about Axar Patel. You know, for a finger spinner, a bowler who relies on craftiness more than raw speed, T20 cricket can be brutal, especially on a flat pitch. It's so easy to get smashed out of the park. But his mindset, this fearless attacking approach, just completely rewrote the script. And you can see that difference in strategy so clearly here. While New Zealand spinner got a bit defensive after getting hit for a couple of boundaries, Axar Patel did the exact opposite. He kept tossing the ball up, almost daring the batters to go after him, because his goal wasn't just saving runs. He was hunting for wickets. And that bravery paid off big time. At one point, a key stumping chance was missed off his bowling. A lot of bowlers would have gone into their shell after that, but not Axar. He came right back, and in the very same over, he got the dangerous Ben Allen out. That was the turning point. And then you have Arshdeep Singh. Yeah, he went for a few runs, but in a game where batters were completely dominant, for him to walk away with 5 wickets, that's just a phenomenal performance. He was the hero at the end. That 12th over was basically the nail in the coffin for New Zealand. He took 2 wickets, and with that, the chase was pretty much over. It was a performance that just screams how valuable he is and has people asking, how can you even think about leaving him out of the starting 11? What's pretty amazing, though, is that on a day when all these other bowlers stepped up, India's star bowler, Jasprit Bumrah, had his most expensive T20 spell ever. It's just a crazy reminder that in this format, anything can happen, and even the best on the planet are human. So this huge performance is the perfect launchpad for the World Cup. And here's where it gets really interesting. India's very first match is against a team that has this surprisingly deep, almost personal connection to their own cricket system. So who is this mystery team? It's not Australia, it's not England, it's not any of the teams you'd normally think of. No, this is a rising force in cricket with a backstory that is almost too good to be true. Believe it or not, it's the USA. And what makes this matchup just so incredible is that their squad is filled with players who came up through the Indian cricket system, guys who spent their whole childhoods dreaming of playing for India one day. And this connection runs deep. For players like Shubham Ranjane, whose own grandfather actually played Test cricket for India, this is not just another game. This is them competing against the very team they grew up idolizing. It's this unbelievable, bittersweet, full-circle moment. So, with India looking this good, and with this incredible drama to kick off their first match, what's the final verdict? Can they actually go all the way and win this thing on their home turf? Well, the expert consensus is pretty loud and clear. India is the team to beat. They've got the home field advantage. They have a squad that is just in blistering form. The pressure is definitely on for them to deliver. And here's just a quick peek at how the experts think things might shake out. You can see a lot of love for Indian players to take home the individual awards, and teams like Afghanistan and the West Indies are being circled as the potential dark horses to watch. But who's the biggest threat to India's dream run? The experts are pretty much all in agreement here. South Africa. They've got a lineup full of explosive hitters and a world-class bowling attack. They have the firepower to match India, no doubt about it. And so, that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? With a team playing at its absolute peak in front of their home fans, is this finally the year that India reclaims the T20 World Cup? The stage is set, and we are all about to find out.